flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Calling to order on Monday, August 15th. Roll call, please.
Mayor Nathan Anderson.
Here.
Troy Boone.
Here.
Troy Doden.
Here.
Laurel Wolke.
Here.
Art Schott.
Here.
Teresa Swagan. Here. Mike Keeman.
Here. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda sent out?
Just one little change in our executive session. We want to add proprietary. With no action.
Motion to adopt the agenda as amended.
Second.
Motion by Keeman, seconded to adopt the agenda as amended. For further discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved minutes for August 1st, 2020 were sent out. Is there a motion to approve the August 1st minutes?
Makes a motion to approve the August 1st minutes.
Second.
2022.
Second. Motion by third and seconded to approve the August 1st, 2022 minutes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. No public hearings, no business to be heard. Committee reports, finance officer.
So in your council packet is the July financials. All of the departments are doing pretty good. I just wanted to touch base a little bit on the sewer department. In July, the Banner Associates had a bill for engineering and wastewater planning of $16,723. And also they replaced a pump at one of the sewer lift stations, which was $8,315. So probably part of the reason why it doesn't look as good as the others. Other items that were out of the ordinary in July, $5,000 was paid to the Beresford ambulance towards their striker load system. And the recycling center installed a surveillance system for $1,340. And we also, the community bus was granted their subsidy of $5,000. The liquor store is, all the checks have finally cleared. We can work on getting those accounts closed. Other than that, I don't have anything else.
Were we able to return point of sale stuff or?
So that was sold on the auction.
Oh, it was, okay. Good.
You have a video lottery account, checking account, is that got $101,000 in it? So that would be somebody who would close out too. That's on page, the last page, under cash report.
Yeah, that's the balance on the video lottery. And that's all the checks are cleared out of that, so.
Yeah.
What was our plan with that money again?
Nothing, yeah.
57,150 is gonna have to come back into our main account to cover their deficit balance in their savings checking account. That's on the first page of the cash report, which will leave then about 45 or 44,000. My math is right. That I would think.
Was there discussion of using that money to?
I don't think we've decided on anything.
I think Matt mentioned at one time maybe throwing some of that money at the new lights for the baseball field.
It could be transferred to the park fund,
Yeah.
because that's the fund that's gonna be paying for the street lights, or not street lights, the ball field lights.
Help clear up some of that.
You know, I guess it kinda is under the budget thing too, so maybe since we had to put video surveillance at the recycling center because we can't trust people at the recycling center, are there any other places that we could use some of that to put up other video systems for the city that we need, that we're looking at? Do we know of any? Just out of curiosity.
Usually each department have,
You've got yours. The telephone's got some.
I mean, it's just something we should maybe put on the radar, because if we have to put them up at the recycling center, we just might as well make sure we have them everywhere, that we need them. Just a thought.
What do you guys, you want the committee to meet and go over things, or do we just wanna get it put on the agenda to close out that account, or?
Because it could always be moved to the general fund, and then at the end of the year, see where we're at for the end of the park season.
Maybe we should do that, maybe we should, close out the First Dakota account, just put it into the first savings account into that liquor store. GL, for the 501,
Or 601?
sorry, 601 might still
Okay.
have a little bit, yep, 601, that'll then have our positive balance of cash just in one account versus two accounts.
Mhm.
And then we can decide by year end where we wanna move that to.
How much did those poles end up costing us that we weren't planning to pay for?
Roughly, I'll throw about 62,000.
So this would be a chunk of that.
I thought it was coming out of the electrical fund.
Got a pretty good balance there. Well, I'll make a motion that we close the First Dakota National Bank Video Lottery checking account and move that $101,011.86 over to our first savings account into Fund 601 liquor store.
Can I just add something? You want the checking and the savings account closed, correct?
Oh, I'm sorry, do I need to do two separate motions if it's two accounts?
You could combine it.
Okay, and then also the video lottery savings account at First Dakota National Bank, closed that in the amount of $247.22, moving that to first savings for the liquor store fund.
Second. Motion by Swagen, seconded to move the First Dakota Video Lottery checking and the First Dakota Video Lottery savings to First Dakota?
First savings.
First savings, Fund 601 Municipal Liquor Store, and then closing the First Dakota National Bank checking accounts. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all fair say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Elaine, if you just maybe want to put on your radar before year end, put it on the agenda of what to do with the liquor store balance. It doesn't have to be next meeting or whenever, just like year end.
I'll add it to my notes for year end stuff.
About 44,000 if you are still.
Is there a motion to accept the July 2022 finance report?
Motion to accept the July 2022 financial report.
1 second.
Motion by Cleveland, seconded to approve or accept the July 2002 financial report. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all fair say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Okay.
Thank you.
City Administrator, Grace B. Nelson, Ballfield Improvement Update.
We had a chance to meet with Lyle Cludwell and Pat Carey here last week a little bit, and most of the department heads that are involved directly with the project. Teresa was here. I don't know if some of you guys couldn't make it, but I wanted to give you guys an update a little bit. You've got some information that was provided by Lyle. I sent that over previously and tried to include a little bit in your packet. I put some bigger handouts for you to take a look at also, and I've also got some information on a concession stand restroom building from the same people that we had bought the previous two restrooms that we put in last year. So I'll just talk a little bit about the restroom first. The one that we kind of identified as probably meet our needs. It's got the 3 stalls in the women's bathroom and 2 stalls and a urinal in the men's bathroom with 2 sinks. It's got a nice sized concession stand in there. I'll try to give you a couple pictures of it and the layout. You guys can take a look at some of those type of things. And the specs are included there if you want to take a look at that. But it's going to range, the price as is $224,955. Then we can add some options onto that. I know in the last one we had some electric hand dryers and a few other things. So we want to make sure everything is handicap accessible, easy to clean, those type of things. So we'll have a little bit of that to do. But if you guys are good with us heading down that direction, we're looking at about 150 days. Once the time we order it to the time it's delivered. And we want to get this put in place and ready to go fairly early during the, when they're doing all the dirt work. Once the dirt works to a certain level, we'll want to get in there and start setting this thing so we don't mess up the rest of it once they start doing some final grade work. So we want to make sure this is going to be on hand. This is again through Sourcewell, so we don't have to bid it out specifically. Sourcewell's already bid this particular restroom out and the specs and everything. I know the guys really do like the other two that we got. Easy to clean, easy to maintain, minimal exterior issues with them. And we'll put together, I got Greg looking at it too, and he's going to put together some of his list of things that he would want. But if any of you guys see anything on that list of options on the Pomona, let us know. We didn't. I think we had maybe a baby changing station also, the hand dryers. Now we put some automatic door locks on, time electric lock systems. All the exterior cross piece, closed bids, so we're hooking up pressure washers, things like that.
Right, you had mentioned the drinking fountain, they wanted to have the bottle fill on
I
it.
saw that. I don't know if it's a hazard or not. We'll have to check into that. That must be the thing now. They have a bottle.
Most places do.
Was it just on the?
It's called, you don't just no touch, you just put your bottle in front of it and it fills. And it's got a bigger fill for it, so it fills,
I would assume they would have that available now. So, the 88 drinking fountains are $4,500. So, yeah, pretty good for all that. Well,
You said 225K as it stands right
yeah,
now?
225 without any of the options that we have. And then there'll also be an install price, which basically delivery. I think it was about $10,000 on the last ones we brought in.
So essentially they gotta pour the cement pad and then they can.
We do all that. Our guys will do all that. We got pretty good at it last year, so.
Okay.
We run all the sewer, well, the water and sewer will be extended to the site. So once we know we're gonna put it, we'll just have the guys there do it. That'll probably put that in and stuff all that stuff in, so. But we'll probably do the concrete or hire someone to do the concrete work ourselves rather than going through the engineer and writing specs on all that. We can handle that stuff.
Do you need a motion?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys wanna go ahead and move forward with Pomona,
Why don't we wait till we have a finalized price?
yeah, we probably should.
Because if you're gonna add bottle thing, I mean, are you gonna add automatic flushers instead of manual flushers?
Right, and I wanna get
It's gonna run up quite a
the
bit.
cost from them to move it and all that, or to haul in and set it and all that kind of stuff too, so. If that's the direction we wanna go, let's just, we can move forward with it. And we'll bring back the final price next meeting so we can get it ordered.
Okay.
So I'll get something directly from
Is there an
CNC.
update on the grant that we got to fix the old concession stand?
It's, we're holding, do we have the money already? No. Yeah, we've already got the money, so we're not doing anything with the restroom until this COED's off. I'll turn this over with.
Okay.
We were gonna start and tear it all out now. She called, we just put it on hold.
Okay.
So our guys are gonna go and tear it all out and get it ready to go, and then we'll hire whoever needs to be hired to do it, so it should be done later this fall.
Now, will that stuff be available, because they'll start in March already? Will that be, I mean, is it winterized, is it heated, are they gonna be able to turn water on out there, how's that gonna work?
You know, the bathroom that we have,
In the existing, we probably don't need these turned on in March yet,
no.
but in the.
When did the girls start in March, you thought?
They'll be, I think the softball, they start in March already.
Pending if there's snow on the ground?
What's that?
Pending if there's snow on the ground?
You're talking about practice, not.
Yeah, practice, but they'll have games not too long after they start.
Yeah.
Baseball games usually start right after April 1st.
They'll be practicing probably in the gym if they can't get out there, but I just was wondering how that works if we're gonna have access to the concessions and bathrooms if there's no heat out there.
Yeah, we don't have any heat, and I guess our plants weren't too. I mean, we could always put some portable heaters in there or something.
Mm-hmm.
if need be, I don't think. we've never
Plumbing
had
in
to-
that uninsulated storeroom on the south end of that bathrooms, right? Where the water and stuff comes in.
Mhm.
Well, somebody's gotta turn it off during winter, so whoever would know that. We'll get it turned off.
We've never worried about it before, we never had to start that early before.
Right.
Well, in all honesty, we go most of the spring season at the baseball field without bathroom,
Really?
Mhm.
because there's no way to heat the pipe.
They get a text message saying, make sure you use the bathrooms before you come to practice.
Yeah, over here at the big field, they usually don't, the bathrooms, about May 1st, is when they open them up.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
So it's a whole month.
up north,
Yep, without bathrooms over there.
practice was without bathroom.
Is that gonna change when baseball becomes sanctioned?
I don't know.
I don't know how it can, it's dependent on the building.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
Or potty.
yep. They'll survive.
We'll get that done on that, and, taking a look at the rest of the stuff, I'm just gonna, you guys can look at all that, I'm not gonna try to tell you what every picture is there, but, some of the things we talked about, that might, we talked about pitchers mounds, there's gonna be no mounds on any of the fields, they're gonna be portable mounds, for girls softball. They don't use a mound, is that right? Girls, so, we can't have mounds out there if we're not using them. And, they're just gonna be for softball and 12 and under for all fields. Each dugout's gonna have what they call man gates, so you can enter and exit through those man gates at the dugouts. We're gonna have an 8-foot service gate on each field so that we can get between them and take care of things. We can include bleachers, those type of fabric shades and stuff in the set of plans, or else we can do them ourselves. Sometimes it might be just better just to do them ourselves. We can do it probably cheaper that way. We talked about the fabric shade, that's kind of similar to what we have out at the swimming pool right now. He estimated that those fabric shade covers are about $8,000 per structure. So if you have one set of bleachers per field, or whatever we decide on, add another $8,000 for each set of bleachers, if that's what we want to go with. We talked about just having one set of bleachers behind home base, because most of the people, everyone was telling us is that they come up their chairs and pull their chairs up along the fence typically. Bleachers aren't used as much as their own chairs are. We talked a little bit about dugouts and dugout seating, and the dugouts, there's a couple options here as far as one of the dugouts. This is a pre-built one, kind of a little bit more spendy, maybe a little nicer. And then you've got your chain link one with just a roof over the top. Talk a little bit about the seating in there. This is the ones that here are just have bench seating, but a lot of the others are going to what they call this kind of a flip bench, or a bench with a back on it, where the kids like that, so they got a place to store all their gear, so it's not all over the floor all the time. So they've kind of said let's look at that as probably an option. Price that one out. They're quite a bit more expensive, but it sounds like a lot of the places that they've been are putting those type of systems in there. So
And they're bidding all those different options.
we're gonna put a lot of different options in there, so that we have options rather than just this is the way it has to be.
Right.
It doesn't cost too much more to call one other guy and say, hey, what would it cost to get this bench rather than that bench? So,
Okay.
outfields will be surface drain only. Infields are gonna have an under drain system, so that they should drain pretty good. Outfields will be sloped to take care of drainage that way. Right now, it's they're planning on just bringing in a 24-inch road, which would be the same as it goes by the substation. So this road is what they're talking will actually hook up with the substation road. So you would be able to access the road, the fields off of old 77 also. So we give people two ways in, maybe a little less traffic on 3rd Street that way. We talk about the parking lot.
I have a question about the road, Jerry.
Yep.
Is the cement plant gonna be using that road for their truck? I mean, I know they are now. Are they gonna
Right
be
now, it's
using-
not even a road, it's not dedicated. The reason is just as an access. So So we've never dedicated a street right away. Once we do that, then it becomes a public street and everyone can use it. So we'll probably have to do that down the road.
We'll probably put away from it so they don't fall.
Aren't they're gonna have a driveway off of Old 77, aren't they, this went plant?
Yeah, that's where most of their stuff goes off of right now. I'm sure they're using it.
I just didn't want them like if it, like now or this spring to tear it all up if they're still building out there and then you guys have trouble even getting there.
They put their own culvert in, so it's a really wide driveway and they rocked it, so they can just pull right off the highway right in. So,
Off of 77.
yeah, they put a really long.
Right, I figured they were doing that, but I mean, while they're still building that place out there, 'cause I saw that they were just using the road the other
They
day.
used our driveway last fall and brought all that gravel in, you know.
They were pouring cement this weekend and they went by there and they were lined up in there.
Well, you built that road pretty heavy duty, so
And then we
that's,
redid it with fresh concrete.
Okay, I was just curious, thanks.
so, but yeah, that'll get a little more better access. We talked about the parking lot. I think there's 110 or 15 spaces, I think, on. Do the next picture, that's P202. 110 spaces. We talked, that's most, they're gonna bid it out as a gravel parking lot. And I've talked with Jeff Heidebright and his crew. They would try to get it paved if funds allow, in 2024. Let the gravel sit over the fall and winter, so everything settles, and if things look good, the following year we can go in and pave it. So I think they'd like to see it paved too. It's just easier to maintain. There'll be a lot more traffic, and I think that'll be the way to roll.
You lose a lot of parking spaces on gravel.
You do. We talked about that. Yeah. I mean, you go from 110 or 15 probably down to about 80 spots. We talked about lighting for that too. Mike talked about lighting and stuff.
Probably not right now, no.
I think that was a good spot.
2 years down the road maybe, long after we're off the council president.
One thing they wanted us to do is confirm our outfield fence distance. He brought these different, kind of information, and I know we did include a couple of the college fields. He's got USD. They have 205 foot feet fences down the line, 215 to center field. Northern State does 200 down the lines, 220 to center field, and SDSU does 210 down the line to 220 to center field, which I think says anyone for Little League Baseball, ages 9, 10, 11, 12, which is going to be most of the, which will be probably able to hit it to the fence. Most of them are 200 feet or more, so I think that'll make sense to have in that 205, maybe a 220 areas.
What's Little League Baseball?
They're 210 or 220.
Little League World Series is 225, I think, in Pennsylvania.
They hit it 350 something. It's simple, but I guess I have talked with the new athletic director, and Matt Storos, the new girls softball coach. So he was supposed to weigh in on what he felt would be the best distance. So
And did he get back to you?
No.
Okay.
What does men's softball use for a fence? Same as the
men,
men and women use the same fence?
Whatever it's at on the field they're playing on.
Or left field for
I don't know what these leagues use, I mean, with
300,
the expanded
320.
field, maybe somebody will get
Slow
open
pitch,
experience.
slow pitch 300.
We need to consider all that. Should one of them fields out there have a little longer fence?
Do you see men's softball coming back?
I have no idea, but you never know.
we got the option on that.
We can always schedule 12U baseball on that field.
You got field one,
What's that?
you got field one that's sitting there.
Yeah, what
That's
do we
the
have
rest
to do for fence length
You can
there?
move fence
How
out
did we move
We're
them?
doing anything field one, we're just using for
for
practice.
sure.
Oh, not one, I mean,
220.
it's two,
Were they deeper than that?
They were like 280 before.
Oh, okay.
the 215, 220.
That's an option.
Because we already have a field that
Gotta put the fence back.
What are you looking at?
The field's there. Of course, you gotta move the fence back before.
Okay.
that's true.
We're gonna have a walkway from this field 2, which is the softball field, all the way across. Mike and his guys this winter are gonna build a bridge to put across that trick channel.
That would be a good winter project.
And maybe, even if you guys maybe Sue will do it if you guys can't. Don't have to.
Yeah, we thought about maybe seeing if we could get some of them cutouts like the other, the golfing cutouts, do some baseball stuff.
So, talking about number 2, that's a softball field. And obviously, we want to talk to the school a little bit further about it, but the plan was to replace the fence, raise the grade, and have new irrigation. Almost, if we're doing the fence, there's the new backstop and everything basically in there. New dugouts. The city will do all of our own lights and stuff. I think Mike's already sent that off to a few people based on the current design to see if he can get some quotes. There's some places on Sourcewell that we can go and buy directly. There's Moscow, which is the ones that the school just put in. We can go there and buy off of that if we want to. We don't have to bid it out. So they're already been bid, similar to what we're bidding on doing on our restroom and concession stand there. So we would take care of the parking lot, lights. Let's see. Talked about putting a 6-inch water main in so that we would have a hydrant out there near the concession stand also. Do an 8-inch sewer line, which is a little bigger than probably what we need, but we don't want to have any issues like they had at the football field with anything backing up in the sewer. We want to make sure we have enough water pressure going into that whole facility, so not a lot of extra costs there.
The 202 specs, is that the water drainage? How it goes, being directed around, it looks like.
Yeah, the blue line.
Okay.
Yeah. There should be a lot of inlets and stuff on there too. They're showing everywhere.
13, so the storm sewer inlets.
We talked a lot about the batting cage, and the guys wanted to move it over on the east side of the parking area. And it would be there'd be 2 batting cages, and it'd be one big batting cage with 2 separate sides, so that there could be 2 people taking batting practice at the same time. And then we'll have to have a little shed. Greg said it would have to be too big. We'll have a shed out there to store some of the equipment there for them. Talk a little bit about scoreboards, and we think there's some companies in town here that might pay for those type of things, so we're going to contact those people.
Maybe the drainage guys about helping with.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, see if they have, Prinsco would have a tile and stuff that we could use to do some of that storm sewer work underneath there. So maybe once we get to that point, we're gonna stop. We don't have to have these things bid out immediately. We got time enough to work through it. We're not gonna bid it out. I'll tell you about what he was thinking. The schedule will be here in just a little bit. I've done a contact principal pipe, 18-inch is typical, 18 to 24-inch pipe. Backstops will have some boards along the base. I know some schools or something have put some padding on those so they don't bounce back so quickly, but these will all have for the backstop. The lower level will have some boards there. I think it just helps the chain link fence from curling up.
And all the tops of the fences.
That's what we talked about. We wanted to see if that, we said let's make it high enough. We talked about that and the protection and the shade structure would help protect those that are over there. We can't protect everyone, we know that.
Right.
We gotta look at it. Let's see here, scheduled bid opening, right now we're looking at October of 22 sometime. And we think we'd start next year when the ground thaws. October 2023 completion date will be usable in 2024. So next year will be a grow-in, so we have to work with fields 1 and 2 and make sure that we're trying to accommodate the softball and the existing football players or the 12 and under teams. Next year we'll still be using both of those fields. And we'll still have both available.
I think the school said that we could still use the south field, but
That's
to
right.
get by.
So they'll concentrate primarily, at least until July, on fields 3, 4, and 5, the parking lot area, and bring in the utilities and stuff like that. Get the drainage all taken care of. Kind of ran through a lot of stuff there for you. If you guys any other questions, just shoot them out at me, or you guys can read through it. give us a call.
Jerry, on the dugouts, on this first page, there was like a gap. And it was requested to bring the fence all the way up, correct?
Yeah, he said they would have to fence all the way to the top. There's apparently like a 6-inch
For
gap.
protection.
Somebody hit it down there, it looks like the ball was ricocheting inside the dugout, so we want to be careful with that. Did he say like the girls softball field would have a block dugout, kind of like we do out at the men's high school
I
baseball
didn't think
field?
so.
Well, you could add it if you wanted to address that one field up. Again, that's maybe that's the school's niceties if they want to do some of that kind of stuff.
See, I don't know if we talked too much on those improvements. We were kind of waiting on the school's input on what to do.
See what they have now. I've talked to, like I said, I've talked to the athletic director there now. He's been talking to the coach, and I have not heard back from them yet as far as anything that they've got, any ideas that they've got yet. So I wanted to get his input on how far the fences should be also.
That's good.
They do have nice newer bleachers down there too. You know what the shelf makes you pick them up to that one. And use them.
So, anything else? That's all I have.
All good?
Thanks, Jerry.
No department head reports. Old business request to consume alcohol at Grace B. Nelson Ball Fields on September 17th and 18th for co-ed softball tournament.
You guys want to approve that? That's the day.
Doug makes a motion to approve the request to allow alcohol consumption at the Grace B. Nelson Ball Fields on September 17th and 18th, or only for the co-ed softball tournament.
Is it both days?
She didn't know.
Okay.
She said she didn't know how many teams are going to have for sure.
Okay.
Well, she wanted to be approved for both days if it does have to run in 2 days.
Second?
Motion by Doan and seconded to consider the request to consume alcohol at Grace B. Nelson Ball Fields on September 17th and 18th only for the co-ed softball tournament. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. New business promotion to COE Tech Forum for Beresford Municipal Telephone Company.
Austin was not able to be here. He's at the South Dakota Telephone Association's annual meeting. He would like to move Rob Van Delagoin into the COE Tech Foreman, which would be a 10% bump over the position, his wage right now. So he'd be going from $33.79 to $36.83. I think he explains it there too a little bit about why he would like to do that. I believe he has talked to the committee about this also.
Shall I make a motion to promote to COE Tech Foreman for BMTC Rob Van Delagoin, stating pay as $36.83.
Second.
Motion by Schott and seconded to consider a promotion to COE Tech Foreman for BMTC of Rob Van Delagoin.
It's been well going.
Round back.
Effective when? Probably need that in our mind.
Tonight,
That can get cut off for you, doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. All up
As
to you guys.
August 15th, 7
Today?
p.m. 2022.
Second, I concur.
What was the date?
August 15th.
Okay.
Make it the 16th. Day's over. You gonna revert his payback to 8 o'clock this morning, or are you gonna start it tomorrow morning? Just wondering.
Either way for payroll, it's fine.
Well, we didn't approve it till now, so I suppose it should be effective tomorrow. Not today.
Go retroactive.
Unless today
August
is the
16th.
start of a pay period.
No, we're in the middle.
Oh, so it doesn't matter.
Start of the month, Tuesday, August 16th is starting pay.
I concur.
So the motion by Schott, second by Tiedemann, was to approve the promotion to COE Tech Foreman, BMTC of Broadbent Bellwagon, effective August 16th at the rate of $36.83 an hour. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Consider full-time general manager assistant hire for BMTC.
All right, started advertising for this position quite a while ago. We conducted some interviews there, and we are recommending hiring Tony Harris at 80% of the scale, which is $21.26 an hour, starting out. He will be working with Beth for a little while, trying to get his feet wet on that, but Tony used to live right down the street here in the building, the remodeling. Him and Sean did, so we'd like to get him started just as soon as possible. I think he does have to give quite a little notice from his previous job, so.
We need to have a start date in the motion.
No, I think you have to give a 4-week notice, though.
Oh. What was the rate, 21.26?
21.26.
Newton makes a motion to approve the hire of Tony Harris at the rate of $21.26 for the position of full-time general manager assistant, as soon as he's available after giving his current employer notice.
Second. Motion by Dolan, seconded to approve the hire of Tony Harris to full-time general manager assistant at the rate of $21.26 an hour, effective as soon as he is available. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approve proposed Tech 2 wage scale for BMTC.
We've been advertising that position for quite some time. We have not had hardly any applications, so we would like to create a new pay scale. It's a scale between the Tech 1 and the Internet Telephone Cable CATV Tech. So we'll have we have Tech 1 in place, we'll have a Tech 2, and then we've already got the Internet Telephone Cable TV Tech position. We do have somebody in mind, but we don't think that with the experience they have, they should be starting at that particular wage. So we'd like to start them at a different wage, and we'll if this is approved, then we got to run it by the union and see if they'll approve it. And then we'll bring in our recommended hire at the next meeting. So.
Newton makes a motion to approve adding the new position of Tech 2 and the wage scale as laid out in our handout.
Second.
Motion by Dolan, seconded to approve the proposed Tech 2 wage scale for BMTC. Any further discussion?
It was pointed out to us by Austin that this would give them more opportunity to train this guy and get them up to the different certifications they need. And that's why he was recommending the creation of this new tech position.
Perfect. No further discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Approved. Motion request to surplus Lawrenson baseball field lights to the Lincoln County Fairgrounds.
Newton makes a motion to approve surplusing the existing Lawrence baseball field lights to the Lincoln County Fairgrounds.
Second.
Motion by Dolan, seconded to approve the surplus of Lawrence baseball field lights to Lincoln County Fairgrounds. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Approved. Review plat of Peyton's Corner tract in addition to northeast quarter of section 31, Lincoln County, South Dakota.
I included a copy with that. You're probably asking why we're looking at something outside the city limits. Well, according to Lincoln County, that's within our zoning jurisdiction review, so anything within, I think he said, a mile, or they're going to send to us for approval. So I guess in a sense it's good. So in the event that we need to look at utilities, eventually bringing to certain sites, at least we may have a little more input as far as what happens out there. But this is I guess they call it Fallberg Farm, right along the interstate. There's already an acreage there. Somebody's purchasing the acreage and not all the land around it, so that's why they're planning that off, that 4.88 acres. We just need to have a motion to authorize the mayor to sign off on that plat, and then we'll give it to them, and they can go file it with the county.
Shall I make a motion to have the mayor sign off on that plat as jury sign of state?
Second. Motion by Shot and seconded to approve plat, Higgins Corner tract and additional northwest quarter of section 31. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Approved seasonal hire for Bridges Golf Course maintenance.
Yeah, Greg would like to hire Matthew Bates as a golf course maintenance, to help out here till the end of the year at $10.95 an hour, which is a starting wage on our seasonal pay scale.
Leave it to Greg.
How is he?
I think it's his son.
That's okay.
So we've got
City policy.
His daughter used to work under him.
Okay.
Shall I make a motion for seasonal hire Bridges golf course maintenance at $10.95 an hour?
Second.
Motion by Shot and seconded to approve the hire, seasonal hire of Matthew Bates at $10.95 per hour, seasonal golf course maintenance. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Special meeting date for the 2023 budget review.
August 29th, that's a Monday. Would that work for you guys?
No.
No?
Not for me. I'll be on
Next week, anytime?
22nd does not work for me next week.
23rd? We'll just go down the list.
That works. Tuesday.
Wednesday would work better for me.
Are you okay, Leno? I'm okay all week that week, so.
What time would you be going on?
Whenever you guys want to start. Whenever you get, we'll start when you get here.
Volleyball starts next week.
18th.
So,
We can start, if you want to go at like 5:30 or whatever, or 5, or whatever you guys want to do it.
does Wednesday work for people?
6:30. Let's have full-time job.
24th.
We have full-time jobs just in town.
Get home early.
24th, Wednesday, does that work?
Yes.
What time?
Whatever time you guys want.
How much time do we need? I don't want to be here till 11.
3 hours.
Really? 5 it is.
Yeah, you.
There you go.
Couple hours.
5 o'clock,
Couple hours.
probably.
Yeah.
5 o'clock?
That's fine. It's Wednesday. It's Wing Wednesday anyway, right? Jerry's bringing wings. 5 p.m. huh?
Sweet. You bring cake, too?
Do it. Do a lot of stuff.
So August 24th at 5 p.m. special meeting.
Oh. How did I do that?
How was the water
Oh, I
tower
did it.
christening?
It was good.
City budget meeting for every day of the week.
There was one omission by the master ceremony, so everybody was promptly corrected in his errors of his ways.
Well, somebody has to stick up for beer too.
Right, you did.
What happened?
You forgot about Tom Erickson being on their board of directors.
Well, I noticed they really cleaned up the place a couple days before everyone arrived. I mean, it looked good for the last year. That's the video.
Bill, did you say something about another meeting this week?
You said you had budget meetings all week?
So I added it to my calendar and somehow I put it on there for every day next week.
Oh,
I was like, you
Sorry.
were on some of the same committees and.
I was
don't have
mumbling.
any.
I was mumbling out loud.
Wings
Okay.
and cake, that'd be good.
I didn't even cake.
I like cake.
you've heard. Cake flavored wings?
That's
And you like Costco.
Hot cake.
Any discussion or information items beyond what was just discussed?
Which was important.
24. 5 o'clock.
No travel request. Is there a motion to authorize payment of the bills?
Yeah, we would like to pay the bills.
Second.
Motion by Boone, second to authorize payment of bills. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Is there a motion to enter into executive session for personnel proprietary?
So moved. Second.
Tiedemann, and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Executive session.
Sometimes you're on the primary.